Now understand the torque speed characteristics in a single phase induction motor. The torque speed characteristic is the important characteristic of a single phase induction motor. In figure, two oppositely directed torques are shown. First is torque due to forward field TF as shown, and the second is torque due to backward field TB. The resultant torque is also shown as T. It can be seen that when n is equal to 0 at start, means speed is 0 and the resultant torque is also 0. So single phase induction motors are not self-starting. They require some form of external supply. So when the rotor is given an initial rotation in any direction, the resultant torque will increase in the direction in which the rotor is initially rotated. Because of this, the motor will start in that direction only. So if you give a forward torque TF, the motor will rotate in one direction, and then if you give a torque in backward field TB, the direction of rotation of the motor will be reversed. So a single phase induction motor can be rotated in forward direction as well as reverse direction just by reversing the torque that is applied to the motor. In short, if you change the phase supply that is given to the induction motor, the direction of rotation of the motor will change. The types of single phase motor. First is permanent split capacitor motor. In this motor, you have two windings which are spaced apart 90 degrees electrical with respect to each other. So the phase current will be different in these two windings. As shown in figure, you have two windings which are at 90 degrees with electrical value with respect to each other. This is called as a permanent split capacitor motor. Why you called it as capacitor motor? Because a capacitor is also used in the circuit. The use of capacitor in the motor is for giving a smooth rotation for the motor. The motor configuration works well up to 1/4 horsepower or 200 watts. Direction for this motor can be easily reversed by switching the capacitor in series with other winding. The main use for this permanent split capacitor motor is used as a servo motor. Second is capacitor start induction motor. In this figure, the capacitor of a very large value is used for starting the single phase motor via the auxiliary winding. So which is the primary winding? Primary winding, as you can see in the figure, is that winding where there is a symbol of the alternating current. You see that sinusoidal wave next to the winding, that is the main winding. The other winding with the switch is the auxiliary winding, and a capacitor is connected to the auxiliary winding. So when you connect the switch, the capacitor will be activated and it will be responsible for creating the motion. The result is that more starting torque is available for heavy loads like air conditioning compressors. So how do you get more load? Since the capacitor value is large, this will help in generating a higher value of load so as to start the motor. Now, why do you call it a capacitor start? Because of the switch that is associated with the capacitor and the auxiliary winding. Only when the switch is turned on or the switch is connected to the auxiliary winding, the circuit will get completed and the motor will be given a rotational motion. Hence it is called as a capacitor start induction motor, which is usually used in air conditioning compressors. Third is the capacitor run motor, induction motor. A variation of the capacitor start motor is to start the motor with a relatively large capacitor for high starting torque, but leave a smaller value capacitor in place after starting to improve running characteristics. The additional complexity of the capacitor run motor is justified for very large size motors. So what does it tell is, here you will have a large capacitor for high starting torque. So once the motor is started, as you can see, that switch which is there, it will be pulled off. So the high capacitor is shut off, and then you have another capacitor which will be placed near the motor in the circuit. This capacitor will be of a smaller value. So why do we need a smaller capacitor after using a high capacitor for starting the motor? This will help in running the motor smoothly without drawing any excessive current, because this small capacitor will have some form of electrical energy or electrical current that is stored within it to rotate the motor at a constant speed without giving additional external electric supply. The fourth one is a resistance split single phase induction motor. Here, the auxiliary winding of fewer turns is placed at 90 degrees electrical to the main supply. You can see in figure, the main winding is there and the auxiliary winding is used. The auxiliary winding has less number of turns as compared to the main winding. With lower inductance and higher resistance, the current will experience less phase shift than the main winding. So since the number of windings on the auxiliary side are less, the phase shift that is generated will be lesser as compared to the phase shift that is generated by the main winding. This is the single phase resistance split motor. Following are the applications for a single phase induction motors. The motors are used in pumps, household pumps. They are used in compressors. They are used in small fans. They are used in mixers, some toys. They are used in high-speed vacuum cleaners. They are used in electrical shavers. They are also used in drilling machines. So a single phase induction motor has a varied application process. Thus we have completed the single phase induction motor and the transformers in this chapter. What are the different types of transformers? What is a single phase induction motor? What are the types? What is the construction? What are the uses and application? So if you have any questions and suggestions, kindly mail to the given mail, or you can also WhatsApp me on my personal ID. Thank you. Like and subscribe.